Right, hello everyone. Here we are setting up hole number 2. I'm going to stick with Kingmaker. Of course, you can start to, use win 4s, win 5 if you would like to do so. I'm just going to stick with this one since it's only Monday, Tuesday. What I'll try to do is try to get my landing zones down and just try to figure out, make sure that I'm using, approximately the shots that I want to hit before I start getting into my good balls. That's typically my strategy. If you're having trouble with this new notebook method, this video is really going to help you as well as tying it into all my other ones. This hole is a great example of how good this new win model is. Because if you watch all my guides, rookie, pro, expert, master, you're going to see that I'm going to be using this +5 elevation every time. And you'll see that it's a much more realistic, because if you actually look at the value, this is a very flat hole. It goes over maybe a little bit of water, and that's the reason for the +5. But you'll see whether it's a headwind, whether it's a tailwind, whether it's a side wind, I'm using, and over all tee boxes, I'm using the same elevation. It just kind of goes to show you how this new ring model is exceptionally accurate and good. So with that being said, let's take a look here. You'll just want to focus on getting your angle down a little bit. Also, you'll see that I'm going to start at max and I'm going to pull back from max. So with that being said, if I'm pulling up here and pulling down to a lower, so I'll have to use my power slider, and that's why I'm using it around 84%, because I'm pulling back from max. So here's max, and I'm actually going to pull back. So because of that pulling back, that's the reason that I'm adjusting the way that I am. And we're going to go right about here with some nice curl here. Try to get this on line with the hole, see how that works. But you can see that's really good for my landing zone. It looks like maybe just a little bit more too much curl. But that's more or less, exactly how I wanted the shot to play out from looking at my initial start setup. So you'll see that this new tool, because if you were to use the old method of ring adjustment, you would never see a 13.6 rings reported. But you can see that in this scenario, it's very good. It's a very good adjustment. And you can see as I pull away from max, I'll need to change my slider. So if my slider starts up here, as I pull back, because it was a tailwind, that I need to pull back the slider. Now it's always going to work like this. Okay, the wind model that we have built cannot predict that you're going to be pulling away from max. So you'll have to do that part for yourself. But you'll see that it's much more easy for you to get really solid ring values. And if you need additional assistance, do check out my expert, check out my pro, and it'll just kind of, start to make it make sense, because we have a tailwind, we have a headwind, and we have a, side wind like here. And it just kind of shows just a little bit of the diverse of the different approaches there. So good luck, and I will catch you guys on hole 3.